is the Kira Vehicle plant. It's located in Mutai, Jinja. It's seated on 100 acres of land. And this is where we plan to have a production of 5,000 vehicles per year.
Hey, yeah.
Yes. This is predominantly a bus manufacturing plant. So on this facility, we'll have the main production facility, which is over there.
Okay.
This will have the body shop. Basically, that produces the body of the bus frame, and it has a lot of welding. Then we'll have a trim, which will have the final trim of the bus, where you put in the seats, and it's supposed to provide employment for over 3,000 people.
Welcome to the YouTube channel. Before clicking on this video, were you aware that there is an electric vehicle manufacturing plant in Uganda? If you are not aware, don't stress yourself. That's why you have the annoying village boy on a journey to bring the hidden gems in Africa back to light. This is why you need to like this video. You know what? If you are new to the channel, subscribe before I continue. Can you all believe that these electric buses on these roads are made in Uganda by Ugandan engineers? So, is this a manufacturing plant or an assembly plant?
It is a manufacturing plant. Basically, we'll have raw materials coming.
Okay.
We'll weld them together. We'll have some pattern components come. That is motors, engines, and then we'll put them onto the bus. So we start when there's basically material.
And these are all done by Ugandan engineers?
Yes, this is all done by Ugandan engineers. These engineers have been developed by the country.
I am so proud of Ugandans, and this is why I keep on telling Africans that it's about time we solve Africa's problem with African solution. And that is the main aim of Chira Motors. Chira Motors' aim is to promote sustainable mass mobility solution for Africa. And what really shocked me the most is where the idea came from.
The bus manufacturing facility is, it originates from Makerere.
Okay, these are my children.
Oh, wow.
Okay, because I started with them from my classroom. Engineering, mathematics. I'm told you're an engineer, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I taught engineering, mathematics to all of them.
Okay.
So that's really where the whole thing started from, all right?
Okay.
As an extracurricular activity.
We have produced 4 buses so far that are electric and 2 buses that are diesel. These are 12-meter buses. So this plant specifically will be producing those buses.
That's where actually we were with Paul. You know. He was my student, then a tall young fellow at that time. Up to the time when, this was now 2007, 5, 6, 7, I had briefly gone to start a new university up in the north. So when I came back, I joined him. I said, look, let's finish the assignment I had left. And that's where we were actually involved. Then along the way, some idea came. One of my former students, who was a PhD student, went to MIT and found some young people who were working on, actually their issue was, given that the US has been to the space and all that with all those technologies, what can we use to address our earthly, transport problems? So they're working on a scheme. What was it called? Vehicle Design Summit. Okay, from there, and they asked if we could participate. I think that's where it started. And they said, "Oh yeah, we can." So we started engagement with the. With MIT, and the MIT was coordinating consortium of 31 universities, some in Canada, California, I think some in Europe. No, we were the only ones from Africa. So the first thing we did was actually to design, when you go on the internet, you find a vehicle, Vision 200. That was the very first vehicle we designed and built. Because each team was working on a component of that vehicle. Eventually, we converged in Turin, Torino, Italy. That was now 2008, from about May up to August. Now to build the actual car out of the components which the different teams had designed. And by August, I mean, we'll come with that vehicle which you will not see. And the team I went with, and none of them is here.
Oh.
That team I went with, they did such a wonderful work, and particularly in the area of welding. Our boy came to the top. I don't have him here now. So he came back, but the idea was that each team would raise money to transport that vehicle Vision 200 to his or her country, so that their people can.
You couldn't transport it.
I didn't have the money. Didn't have the money. But I came here and announced to the whole country that we have built a vehicle. We now have the capacity. We can design and build and so forth. And these press people, I think, made some noise a bit about it, but they didn't see any vehicle. So we went in actually designing this and now showing it to people how we're going to build this using PowerPoint all over. That was early 2009. November, there was a job vacancy in the university. Our vice chancellor and the deputy vice chancellors were flashed out because we were told they didn't do a good piece of work. So the council now said, instead of recruiting to replace this immediately, we need to change the way we're recruiting, identifying these people. So for next 6 months, we're going to invite senior members of the university to apply to fill these positions on an acting basis. And so I pushed through. Became Deputy Vice Chancellor of Finance in the administration, although I'm known in the arts and whatnot. And they were supposed to act for 6 months. After 6 months, they didn't want to replace us. So I ended up working for 4 years.
Wow.
Deputy Vice. Now, that is the opportunity, I think, which now crystallized this. Because as soon as I got in the office, someone, the president, got to know that I was engaged in all kinds of funny things in the university. I don't know who reported to him. So he sends a soldier to my office. This guy comes into the office, said, I'm Lieutenant so-and-so. Are you Professor so-and-so? I said, yes. So what's the issue? He said, no, I'm coming from the president. The president has heard that you are doing interesting things here. And he would like to come and see those things himself, okay, in person. But in addition to that, he wants to go to the Department of History. He wants to go to the Department of Political Science. Okay. Those are the only units. So it won't be a big occasion. I said, okay, so I'm so-and-so. And what does he exactly want to see? Then I said, whatever you are doing. So that's how we now went in. I think December 11th, no, 12th. That same year, 2009. Is now when he comes, he said, now, please, you show me everything you are doing here. So I took him through. And eventually we now organized that day and went to the university, to the college, showed him what we were doing, and then asked, now what do you want in order to move these things forward?
And ensure all the support in spite of our limited resources.
And that's exactly what he did. I think 28th, I was in my village 500 kilometers from here. I had to dash down to write those things with Paul and the team, and they presented. I think Cabinet was really impressed with what we're doing, notwithstanding that they had not been providing us funding for research and that. So I think that really was maybe the beginning of the possibility of funding what we were doing.
And that's how Chira Motors became a state-owned enterprise.
But unfortunately, when that money was not released, it went through the Ministry of Education. Yeah. And they started splitting. At the end of the day, the college ended up, I think, $4,500,000. Okay. The other, no, I think they gave us 10. The other 400 went to food science, and then another 1 million went to vet department. And so that's how we started. Now, when did you go to the college? My college gave only $500,000 okay, for this exercise, which attracted the president. These are our administrators, you know. So with those $500, we finished design, we crafted, and we built the very first vehicle. That lime green car, we built it from the college. We created a shed in the basement of the, and when I brought the chancellor to sit down and see what I was doing, the fellow thought I was just a joker. You know? Wow. He came and he was very reluctant to go and see what I was doing with my people. But eventually we built, and for the president, that was about 2 years later. But for the president, he was excited. When I told him that there's something we want you to see, I think 24th November 2011, he came, and when he saw this, he said, can it move? He was not engaged. Can it move? Because they arranged Paul to handle it. I said, yes. And unfortunately, you see, we had put it on a podium, a pedestal, a raised floor for people to see. But for him, when we got there, he said, we go. So he entered the vehicle, Paul. You should have seen the security running
After the car.
Yeah, that we shall take the president with full electric car.
Full electric car.
Yeah, full electric car. So he commissioned it, and during the speech, he said, what he's seeing here is an African Renaissance, a rebirth. Okay? And so, as far as he is concerned, he's going to do everything to support what we are doing. Okay? Whatever money, whatever. So I picked on that, and then started chasing the support that I needed from him.
And with the support from the government, this is the future of Chira Motors.
So behind me, we have the main production facility. It's going to have the warehousing of all the parts, the raw materials when they come.
Okay.
It's going to have a body shop where we'll have welding of the metal panels.
Okay.
And we'll have metal pipes, so the frame will be made in this workshop.
Where are the materials sourced from?
The materials are sourced from companies within Uganda that do steel. And we'll also have automotive steel being delivered here. This automotive steel is basically used for buses to prevent them from having accidents, and to also have them be certified, properly certified.
Okay.
So this particular building would have solar panels on the roof that will provide power to this facility, auxiliary power.
Okay.
And as you can see over there, that's the size of the bus compared to the entire building.
But
yeah.
How many cars will be produced in a day? How many buses will be produced in a day?
It is, the capacity of this plant is 22 buses per day.
Oh.
So on a daily, we'll have 22 buses come off the line, but we'll prep more buses at the beginning of the line.
Prof, you've seen the practical thing that you've done. Don't you think our education system
It's
needs
rotten.
to give us... Oh, it's rotten.
It's rotten.
So, Prof, you know it.
It's rotten.
So why are we still consuming that?
I tried, I was briefly a Minister of State for Higher Education Science, you know. I tried to overhaul it, okay? This was 2015, 2016, okay? You can't believe, he knows. Thugs fighting that cause that I was pushing would have had a slightly different higher education system. In other words, me as a professor, there's no point in me going to make notes out of published work and so forth. Okay? Why can't I start actually with these fellows right from the first year? Okay? Of course, ideally, the primary, the secondary should also be addressed. But I think it was quicker to start at the top and then go gradually downwards, so that by the time these kids come to the top next time, they have already been duly prepared to fit in the environment. Interesting these kids with hands-on things actually, you know, and not wait until he has graduated, then you go and look for jobs for food. So this is it. We should be in the realities on the ground. That's where we should go.
You don't think we need an African solution for African problems?
I don't know whether you call them African solutions for African problems. Yes, African problems. But my issue is, what we should be doing is to groom the young minds to actually do things. You know.
Transformation of Uganda into an upper middle income economy by 2040. Kira Motors Corporation is developing long-term technology capacity through partnerships to develop, manufacture, assemble and sell motor vehicles and components in Africa on a mission to build a better Uganda through the automotive industry technology. The Ugandan Motor Corporation has developed electric and diesel buses known as Kaluya EVS and Kaluya Diesel Coach respectively. Kaluya Diesel Coach is an executive bus for comfortable long-distance travel developed to meet consumer requirements. The Kaluya Diesel Coach comes with electrically controlled suspension system, 500 liters fuel capacity, a top speed of up to 140 km per hour, USB charging ports, 4G onboard Wi-Fi, overhead luggage cabin, interior LED lighting, onboard refrigerator, and onboard toilet. On the other hand, Kaluya EVS is a premium fully electric zero-emissions, low-entry city bus made for urban mass transport. It has the capacity to carry up to 90 passengers, that is 49 seated and 41 standing. The bus has a range of up to 300 kilometers when fully charged and relies on the lithium-ion battery that powers an electric motor with power of up to 245 kilowatts. The government of Uganda allocated 100 acres of land to Kira Motors in Jinja Industrial Business Park for construction of a new plant. Construction of the plant started in February 2019 and upon its completion is expected to manufacture, among other things, vehicle parts, components and autonomy systems with a total initial capacity of up to 5,000 vehicles per year.
Uganda Hope Loy is cheaper, and I could see how the passengers, how proud they feel.
To build and produce cars in Africa, like what Kira Motors is doing in Uganda. These factories in Africa will in turn create employment, increase the forex reserve of Africa, and also make cars cheaper. One day, Africa will become an industrial powerhouse of the world, where most things will be produced and developed in Africa. Because Africa, we have so much minerals and resources to produce these things, and we have also the skills and capacity to develop these things in our own continent. To thank the people of Uganda for being a model for Africa in terms of electronic vehicles manufacturing, especially since everyone is shifting from diesel and petrol powered combustion engines to electronic vehicles. Thank you guys for watching and supporting me, and please like and subscribe for more amazing content. Thank you.